Warning, do not anger Kato with your disservice. You accidentally put in an hour more community service than needed. Now you have to do 1 hour of community disservice. What do? Get a good parking place at a busy store and act like I'm about to leave, but don't. I've thought about this too. Just put it in reverse and sit there all day. Pull in and out like you are readjusting your park job. See, if people think you're just adjusting your parking, then they know you aren't leaving and this is not a vacant parking spot. But if you've got your reverse lights on, they think you're about to leave and will wait to snatch your spot. How long until they give up and move on or murder you is the name of the game. Goddamn. I remembered something from college that pissed me off. The town had a 24 hours parking limit and we'd just gotten a huge snowstorm, but I had to move my car to keep from getting a ticket. So I went out, spent half an hour shoveling out my car, and about 15 minutes in, I noticed a jerk off sitting in the street waiting for me to finish so he could take my spot. Yes, this a-hole sat in the road for 15 minutes waiting for my spot. I wanted to tell him to get out of his damn car and help, but I changed my mind. Instead, I finished shoveling out my car, then walked back to my house and moved my car later. I felt so damn good. Closing doors before the dude behind me gets in. He speeds up, noticing you're holding the door for him. You close it right in his face whilst making direct eye contact. Power move. Opening doors for people while they are awkwardly far away. You mean being Canadian? As a Canadian I especially like doing this when I had a mohawk. Bonus points if it was an elderly person. The shock on their faces was priceless. Is malicious benevolence a term yet? Breaking leaf bags and spreading them back on people's yards. This reminds me of the time when I lived in West Texas. I was in 7th grade. Everyone's trees had just dropped all their leaves overnight. My little brother and I imagined doing a huge leaf pile like in the movies. So we raked up all the leaves in people's yards on our street, bagged them, brought them home, and made a huge pile. We stunk horribly like rotted leaves after jumping in it, and learning leaves aren't cushiony at all. It is still a good memory though lol. Spend an hour going to gas stations and putting bags on handles. Now nobody knows what works and what doesn't. OP said disservice not make society collapse. No, he wants to place random bags. I say random bags and remove bags from actual faulty ones. I give all the kids in the neighborhood loud noise making devices like whistles. One time I asked my sisters what their toddler sons would like as Christmas presents. One of them likes Lego, the other likes trucks. I'd buy the former a moderately priced Lego set, and the latter a truck with a big make all the noises button. After about 2 days the batteries mysteriously went missing. For my community disservice I choose to give this kid new batteries and glue the lid on. Even better, strip the screw, so it's impossibly frustrating to screw out. Go around and turn off the automatic doors at grocery stores. It's easier than you think. This is my biggest takeaway from working retail. Literally anyone could just walk in and turn the automatic doors off, depending on the store. How? Also, how quickly would they notice? Could it be done without them discovering it was me? In the store I worked in, there was just a little switch at the top of the doors that had 3 positions, one for automatic, one to hold the door open, and one to close the door and turn it off. If an employee was nearby they would definitely know what you were doing, but if no one's around then no one would be the wiser. Unless there's a camera nearby. There's always a camera nearby. Hitting all the buttons in elevators. Tall buildings actually sort of protect for this. To keep elevators as efficient as possible, each elevator only serves about 20 floors. That way, if you're going to like floor 85 and someone left the Shabbat settings on, it won't be that bad. You can just take the stairs at the first unnecessary stop. I'd steal all the ketchup from local fast food joints. Or maybe scatter a bunch of bread or other food to attract seagulls in a really obnoxious place. High-end car dealerships. Finding all the construction sites and walking through the wet cement. Or spreading glitter everywhere I go. Combine the two. Dump glitter into the footprints. Or spread cement wherever you go. Go on my town Facebook discussion page and start a rumor that the local school district is going to do a complete 180 on the school plan for the year. So, a DDoS attack, then Out of order signs on all public bathrooms. You know you only try to use them because it's an emergency. Leave one open so there will just be a huge line and sell hot dogs on the side. Inconvenience and profit. Intelligence is selling hot dogs in a toilet lineup. Wisdom is knowing that people lining up for a toilet, and a public one at that, isn't a suitable market for hot dogs. Spray a water/Vaseline mixture on every door handle I find and watch people cringe with the thought of what it could actually be when they touch it. Pick things off the shelf at grocery stores, walk around for a bit, change my mind about the item, and then leave it sitting wherever I want. I mostly hated this when I worked retail, but sometimes I enjoyed those items which were clear indications of reshuffled priorities. Like the pair of novelty potted plants left on the coffee shelf, or the bag of frozen veggies abandoned with the pre-packaged muffins. Imago flex states and parked cars together. Put everyone's garbage cans back before the dump truck gets there. I'd rob a bank, but only steal the complimentary lollipops and pens. Switch all the clothing to the wrong size hangers at Walmart. That would turn it into Target Australia. Stand at a crosswalk for a busy intersection and yell at open car windows that they have a flat. Go to a busy intersection at rush hour and activate the pedestrian crossing lights in random directions. Nap, hide a safety vest and direct traffic poorly. I don't think you actually have to spend an hour doing misdeeds. You just have to do an hour's worth of damage. If you apply minimum wage, that's the least amount of damage that you have to cause. I would just go to the DMV and pull some extra numbers. You bastard. Switching Biden and Trump signs on lawns. I don't think you'd make it out alive depending where you do this. Left lane. Speed limit. Help old people cross the road while the light is green. Go to a public school and hand out free energy drinks to all the kids. One guy did this at my school when I was 14, except it was vodka. Sit on a corner and yell hey at passers-by and say that their articles of clothing would look way better on me. I do like yelling at the avid runners in my area that they'll never make it to the Olympics running like that. Usually gets a good chuckle out of people. Little do you know you're gonna say it to the wrong person. They're gonna kick it into overdrive and thank you on national TV for getting them to the Olympics. Drink several gallons of water, then visit as many public pools as possible and pee in them. So we have to pay you to poop, but peeing is free. Go to a pond with bread for the ducks and then eat it myself. Bread isn't good for ducks, so this plan backfires. Try again. Take 3 pigs to a big box store with numbers 1, 2 and 4 painted on them. Watch as they try to find 3. Not thanking the bus driver before getting off. Easy there, Satan. Time to stand outside for an hour and catcall men. I did this to a guy who would say the most vulgar shut to any chick passing by. I got real nasty and aggressive with the catcalling one day and he hasn't done it to me since. This is community service. Get another hour of disservice.